Morning again, my dear.
Quite a full moon. It's full actually in 5 minutes. 8:18 this morning is when
it's
the actual moment of the full moon. And full moons always mean that matters reach a climax because the sun is in the sign of Taurus. The moon is 180 degrees away in the sign of Scorpio. So those energies butt head on. And it brings things, because we start things at the new moon and then we kind of bring them to a climax at the full moon. And then from the full moon to the new moon, you're finishing up things rather than starting things. So I thought I would go through all 12 signs and we would talk about where those climaxes were going to be.
How much longer is that Mercury retrograde on?
Till May 11th. We're halfway through it.
Okay, good.
Halfway through it. And you can see it everywhere. Didn't you guys disappear from the webpage?
Oh, yeah, all kind of things.
Yeah, it's like, well, we were here yesterday, but now we're not, and yet, well, obviously, we're still here. So it is the ultimate in a miscommunication. So for Tauruses, the full moon is, and this is important for you, because the full moon is in their first house of them and their seventh house of partners. And Tauruses really need to hear what their partners have to say, because the partners have kind of been excluded a little bit. Tauruses have been very much in the last month or so all about themselves and what it is that they're doing, and partners are feeling a little bit left out. So partners will probably be a little bit vocal about that today. And Tauruses really need to consider their partners in this thing to iron out some kinks and get the relationship back on its loving track. For Geminis, this is a very tough full moon for them. I think this is probably the hardest full moon of the year for Gemini because the sun is behind their sun. They don't have any energy. They don't have any vitality. The moon is in their sixth house of work, and people everywhere are yelling at Gemini saying, you have to do this, you have to do that. Their work and obligations are reaching a climax, and some sort of conflict that they've had at work finally gets resolved over the next day or so. For Cancers, it's actually a pretty good full moon. It's a fun full moon for them because the moon is in their fifth house of we want to have fun, amusements, pleasure, sports, and romance. And the sun is in the 11th house of hopes, wishes, goals, and objectives. So for Cancers, it's a pretty fun full moon. And that's what they're looking for, is to try and have a good time.
Sure.
For Leos, they are worried. They're not worried, but professional push comes to shove. Leos, the sun is in their 10th house. They are very much aware of everything that it is that they've done. And some sort of contract or a negotiation or a professional thing comes to be over the next 2 days or so for the Leo. And they have to really sit down and look at it before they decide how they feel about it. They should probably wait till Friday to make a decision about it. Let them run through whatever their emotions are. Because it's going to be work versus home, and in this case, work needs to win. For Virgos, again, contracts, negotiations, agreements, travel, legal, educational matters, all that focuses on signing and coming to a meeting of the minds or terms with some sort of a contract or a negotiation. For Libras, it's about the money. It really is just about the money and what the Libra can do to make more money. They don't want to maximize an existing resource. They want to make more money. They want to do it through their own efforts. For Scorpio, this is the full moon in their sign, and Scorpios have had a rough time with the sun opposing their sign and Mars squaring their sign, and they just really want to work on their physical being. They want to get healthy. It's pretty much about the Scorpio and how the Scorpio feels. They don't really care what their partner has to say about it. It's all really about them and getting their desires. For Sagittarians, for one reason or another, they're behind the scenes. They are really kind of at the mercy of other people. They're waiting for there's not very much that a Sagittarian can do to change this energy. They are actually, I don't want to say the victims, but the recipients of this energy. And there's also good news for them about a work-related matter. I know they've been kind of negotiating back and forth with a work-related matter, but it actually ends up going the way, and they don't have to do anything to do it. That's the nice part.
Ah, I like that.
Yeah, because normally you got to shake things out of people, and in this case, the Sagittarian just needs to sit back and let it come to them. For Capricorns, they also are having a great time with this. They get to achieve a long-standing hope, wish, goal, or objective that is a fun thing for them. It's something that takes their creativity, something that they've created, and takes it that it was once a dream can now become a reality for them. So they are in the process of creating something new and fun in their life. For Aquarians, spotlight's on their career and public standing. Aquarians have been fighting, and they don't know who they've been fighting. They've been fighting somebody, but they know it finally reaches ahead. And whoever it is that's been going or giving them a hard time steps out in the light where you can deal with them. For Pisces, this is important matters at a distance. I think Pisces just need a break. They need to take a vacation. They need to take a couple of days off. And Pisces are working on important matters, not small stuff, but really important stuff. And Pisces, and the law is actually on their side, and they get to use it. for Aries, much like Tiki Barber, it's going to be all about the money. And they don't have a handle on that. They don't have the hammer on that at all. This is going to be about other people's resources and jointly held resources. So quite the spotlight being shown on that for all Aries. They're going to take a hard look at their money, what they spend versus what they take in, and there's a deficit there. So, but it's a full moon. You want to make things happen. So that's tomorrow's news today.
Well, thank you very much, ma'am. And normally I would tell you to go to our website, myq105.com, click on the air personalities, and click on Mason Dixon. You go to my page, and then you get Janet Skialis's link, and you go from there. But for some reason, somebody snafu'd the whole thing up, and all the air personalities are gone from the web page.
Andrew, check the battery.
Such a classic Mercury retrograde. We were here, and now we're gone.
But as soon as we get that fixed, I will tell you what you can do to get that, and we'll see if we can get our video of Janet's horrible scopes posted on the video on the website this morning.
How fabulous.
Yeah. Have a great week, my dear.
Oh, you too.
See you next Wednesday.
Always.